Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I hope you guys can hear me, but I'm trying to figure this out. Top chat. I'm doing pretty good. Actually just got home from work a little bit ago, so actually like 25 minutes ago, so not too long ago, but I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself? Good, it's working. Cool, cool. Okay, fantastic. That's good. I was hoping that I was I thought I might do something wrong, but if it's working, then we're good to go. So, yeah, like I said, I started riding. I got my first bike when I was about 12 or 13. Um, my uncle raced, and I had a lot of interest in starting to ride and race. So when I was about, like I said, I think I was 12 or 13, not 13, and my dad got me a CR85, an '04, and it was kind of not really the best bike, but I started riding out on that, and then within 6 months of me having it, I decided to do my first race down at Tomahawk in West Virginia, and I remember I got smoked. I got like I think 32nd out of like 30 people, but from that on, I was pretty much hooked and continued to just go on from there and progress ever since. So it's, I still like it just as much as the day I started riding and racing. So it's awesome. But if you got any questions for me, go ahead and ask. I can, try to answer them the best I can for you guys, Trying to see if I can get it figured out, these messages. So in my free time, well, besides work, I work a full-time job, and besides that, I like to do a lot of, road cycling when it's warm out, mountain biking, any type of biking, really. Um, I hang out with my friends as much as I can, and you know, I have try to work on, we got a couple old cars here. Me and my grandfather like to work on them together, and pretty much, I live in a pretty small town. Pretty much do it like it sounds goofy, but pretty much anything. Not really much goes on. So here, let me see this. Uh, Try something. Sorry about that, guys. I'm from Oxford, Pennsylvania, right down Chester County, right down in the corner of Pennsylvania, farthest corner you can go. It's butts up to Maryland and Delaware. I'm about 3 miles from Maryland and about 5 miles from Delaware, so I'm pretty close to it all. Hardly in PA, but my first number was 225, and I remember getting it because my uncle said to me, he's like, well, he said you might want to pick a number that's not super low because someone's liable to have it. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I picked 225, and then I had that all the way up until I guess August when I went pro, and they gave me. I tried to get 225, but it was taken already. So I got 661, and other than that, it's been 225 forever. Besides Loretto's and stuff like that, they obviously changed it, but other than that, and like I said, I tried to get it, but it was gone. So hopefully, maybe I can get it in 2019. We'll see. Who knows? But let me check out some other questions you guys had. Let me look. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at this whole thing. Okay, how many times have I been to Loretta Lynn's? I've only gone once, actually, and it was in 2016 in the C class, believe it or not. And it was was an experience, you know. I tried to the whole year. I only did one area qualifier, one regional, and they went well until at the regional last motos. I had really bad bike issues, and I managed to make it into one class, believe it or not. And I was pumped to make the one, and went down there. And I had some good motos and bad motos, but overall it was a really good time. You know, I really enjoyed it. And I went to Mini O's that same year. Went to Baja Brawl that year. Pretty much all the local Kawasaki Racer Champions at Englishtown, K Rock. Pretty much all the local, you know, or close to amateur nationals that I could get to, I went to. And yeah, it was good. Mini O's, I had some pretty good. It's fun. I had some good finishes and some bad finishes that year. I think I got fourth overall in one class, and I just scraped by the podium, couple motos, and but it was a good time. You know, it was definitely one of the funner nationals I've been to, and I really enjoyed that. Baja Brawl was a blast. I ended up winning a, I guess you would call it a championship there, and in 20, you know, back then, and it was a good time. So, but my plans for 2019, as of right now, on January 1st approximately, I'm going to head down to south of the border. I got a good friend down there, Justin Robel. Shout out to him. He lets me come stay with him, and you know, he treats me well. And it's awesome staying down there with him and all my other friends, and we get to ride, you know, and ride and train, go to the gym together all day. And you know, there's some really good fast riders, so it helps you, you know. The faster people you get to ride with, the better it is. So it's awesome down there. And then from that point on, I plan on just, as of right now, my goal is to race 8 of the 12 pro nationals. I'm going to try to get to all of them, but Colorado, I don't think I'll be able to make that. The 2 California rounds and Washington, those are the only ones that I probably won't be able to get to, but the other 8 should, you know, that's my plan. So as of right now, I'm on track for doing that. So what pros did you look up to? And so when I was young, like I said, I didn't really get to live through the James. Well, I didn't know dirt bikes during the James Stewart or Ricky Carmichael, like, you know, hype or nothing. I didn't really ever get to watch them race, even on TV. I mean, I've seen videos now, but when I first started riding, it was like Dungey and Villapoto. They were like the two real big guys that were just battling, you know. And so, and I was always like I didn't really have a preference. I always rooted for like the slower underdog guys, you know, like I remember Ronnie Stewart. He was a privateer. I remember watching him on TV, and I knew he was local, and I used to always cheer for him. But as far as like the factory guys go, I was a big fan of, like, I'd probably say Dungey. I mean, he was always just so consistent and just so fast. How could he not love it, you know? What bike brands have I been on? Well, I've owned, first bike was the Honda for a little bit. So Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and I think that's it. Just Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, those 3, and they're all good bikes, you know. I still have a Honda and I still have Kawasaki, so it's great. Am I good in the mud or sand? Well, I tend to think I'm a pretty bad mud rider, but it seems like I always have some of my best races in the mud. I think I just dislike riding in the mud, but I tend to do typically well. Sand, I love riding sand. Lucky for me, I live pretty close to New Jersey. It's about, you know, an hour away, and I get to go out there with some real fast local sand whippers, you know. Me and my buddies, we head out there and ride. It's always a good time because just do some free riding, you know, motos with each other, and the sand's super gnarly and gets super rough, and it's really good training. So um, I would say I'm better in the sand than the mud, but I have good mud motos. So um, why the late start in racing and what got me into it? Well, when I was young, when I was about 4 years old, I started riding. I started racing BMX, and that was what I did for a while when I was little. Up to about I think I was like 9, 10 when I stopped, and yeah, I guess I didn't really know much about it. My parents didn't really have a ton of money, and I really just started almost begging my dad to get me a dirt bike, and I know my uncle he raced, and that kind of helped a little bit because he was familiar with the whole thing. He went to Loretta's back in like the 80s and stuff, and I really, I just from there, I guess, kind of brings me to here. I started riding back then because he rode, and I thought it was really cool. I thought it was a good sport, and first time I got on a bike, fell in love with it, to say the least. 2019, what will I be riding? Cali. I'll be racing 2019 KX450 in the 450 class. That's the plan as of right now. I mean, I've got my bikes and everything, so that's the plan. But there might be a few rounds that I show up on a Kawasaki 250. You never know. But as of right now, I plan on sticking to the 450. Do you do any other sports? In high school, I wrestled until I was from about the third grade up until my sophomore year. I wrestled, and I loved it, and I still do. But I just kind of it was tough to do both. You couldn't really dedicate all your time to wrestling required a lot, and I was always missing so much because I'd obviously much rather go race and ride, and so I just pretty much had to stop that. The coach, he understood. I quit the year. I went down to Loretta's, and you know they understood why. So do I celebrate Hanukkah? I do not, actually. I don't. 250 or 450. Well, I think I'm better on a 450 overall. I mean, a 250 is funner to ride for sure, but 250, I mean, a 450, it's low maintenance. It teaches you to be a much smoother rider, I think. And I think, like I said, I think I ride it better. It smooths me out, and obviously, I mean, it's so fast. It makes it easy to hit big stuff, and a lot easier on starts. But I'm a smaller guy too, so I think I fit a 250 a little better, but the 450 is my go-to for sure. Yeah, no, oh, you said, thanks for, yeah, no problem. I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to be on here. It's pretty cool. I've never really had an interview at all, so this is definitely a first for me. How many states have I been to? I can't tell you the exact amount. I don't really know, to be honest, but I know I've been pretty much, I mean, obviously every East Coast state, and probably all the way, if you were to cut the country in half and look at like the east side, probably all those. I haven't really gone out west much at all. I hope to someday. Tracks look really cool out there. How many states have? Oh no, I just answered that. Your 450 or your CR? That's a good question, because I'll tell you what, I love the CR. Obviously I can go a lot faster, and for racing purposes, the 450 all day long. But I'll tell you what, the CR 250, you have the most fun riding that, and you just that bike is it's nothing but a smile the whole time you're riding it. It's awesome. I had a CL125 before that, but I figured I'd get something with a little more power that you can go even a little faster on. So, but the 450 for racing purposes, but for pure fun, CR. Pike is hurt badly, so what's that worry about? You know, I mean, it sucks that what happened to him, but it seems like that stuff seems like it happens more, severe injuries seem to happen a lot more often nowadays. And doesn't, I mean, it's always in the back of your mind, like, oh man, I can't imagine, but there's nothing you can really do besides just, I guess, be smart and try to, do the best you can to avoid it. But it's pretty tough. When's the next time I'll be at Field of Dreams? Heck, possibly this weekend if they. I mean, the weather's pretty cold around here right now, so it's not looking too good. But if it warms up and they open, I mean, I'm not too worried about the cold. But if the track's not frozen and they open up, I'll try to get out there this weekend for sure. Will I be at East Rutherford? I'll probably be there. Not racing, but I'll probably be there hanging out. I got a bunch of friends that will be racing, so I'll most definitely be there. So what's the go-to track? We need to get okay. We got lucky for me, we have a little local place. We call it the Farm Track. It's about 10 miles from It's about 10 minutes from here. It's probably only like 5 miles, but it's funny we call it the Farm Track, and it's kind of like a backyard track, but it's huge, and it's like you could host a race there. We got all the equipment out there, dozers and tillers. We got water trucks, and it's a private place, and it's owned by a club, but that place is sweet. It's so close to my house. I try to get out there the most I can, especially when it's warm out. But now that it's cold, it's kind of tough to get out there. And by the time I get off work, it's typically dark, so I just have to settle for the gym. But, do you train other riders? Well, I shouldn't say I do, but I've helped out a few times here and there with other riders. I like helping out the little kids. If I could do it, I would. But when I get the opportunity, absolutely, I try to help them. My favorite motocross track, probably West Craven in Vanceboro, North Carolina, and that's just a little place, little back in the woods. You pull up, you pay $15, and you drop it in a little metal box, and you just go out and ride. It's a black sand track, and my buddy Joseph Sawyer does a fantastic job and like treats you like family every time you go there. So hats off to him and that whole place. He's got it going on down there. How much help is Wozni? Ty's. I'll tell you what, Ty's a good help. He always pushes me, and it's always good to ride together with him. Whether we do sprints, I remember he was helping me with sprints before Unadilla, and it was a huge help. Ty's always been super good to me, and I mean, he's known me pretty much since I started, and I was really slow in the beginning. So riding with Ty's definitely helped me a ton. And yeah, if they open Saturday, Justin, I'd definitely try to get out there. Have I raced any New Hampshire tracks? No, I have not. I wanted to do MX 207, the main event this year, but I forget what something came up, and I couldn't get to it. I forget what it was exactly, but that place looks cool. Yeah. If you're there, and you see me, come up and talk to me at Field of Dreams, Justin. I can help you out with some stuff for sure. Who are your sponsors? I have one of my main sponsors, Delmarva Power Sports, and they help me out. It's a cycle shop down in Delmarva, and they're really good to me. They've been pretty much helped me out from the start. Asbury Park Motor Club, huge shout out to them because they have done so much for me over the past year. He's probably not watching, but he's done the whole club has done a lot for me, and all the guys, Thor, 100%, SCCMX, Pete down at Cherry Hill Cycle, DT1, Micah, Factory Connection. I know I'm missing FMF, uh, Golden Tire, or Gibson Tire. I know I'm missing a bunch, but they hats off to them. They make it go a lot easier for sure. What suspension brand? Well, obviously Factory Connection. Oh, MX Solutions. I forgot that. He's helped me out a ton. Ian at MX Solutions. That guy, he's got it going on. I use Factory Connection, and I've been using them for about a year now, and I love it. You know, I'm pretty close to the Ephrata shop, so I can just drive up there and make changes. They can help me out, and it's huge. Do you look at the pin or the gate on the start? I feel like I kind of switch it up. You know, it depends on the gate. Some gates you can't see the pin, so I'll just look at the gate at that point. But I think if the pin's real visible, I typically just look at the pin. I think that's the first thing that moves. You know, the pin drops and then the gate drops. So I try to look at the pin when I can, for sure. I've never really thought about getting a certification license like Jason or Dan Callahan. I just don't, like I said, I haven't had a significant amount of experience training, and I feel like this area by, you know, the Northeast region by where I'm at, there's a whole lot of trainers, you know, and I don't know if I would not necessarily not be good at it, but I wouldn't want to, you know, they do it as a living, and they try to, you know, they do, you know, it's their job. They make money doing it, and I don't think I would really be into it as much for that. I would, you know, I'll do it for free. You know, I don't really I don't want to take away from their business. So, you know, if someone wants help, yeah, come up to me and ask it. I'll help you out, for sure. You know, the best I can. Gnarliest crash. I've had a few gnarly crashes. Even this year alone, I've had a couple good get offs. I remember a few weeks before High Point, I raced the 125 Dream Race at High Point. But before High Point, I was out at the farm track, and we had this real big, it's like 120-foot triple, and it was really hard to time on the 450. It was it was not that hard of a jump, just tough to time. And I was there the day before, and it was dry. No. The day before I was there, it was muddy, so you had to hit it with a lot more speed. And then the next day, they groomed the whole track, and it was completely dry because it was like, you know, 100 degrees that day, so it dried it out. And so I come around, like, you know, do a slight lap, come around second lap, hitting everything. And when I come to the jump, I just, like, I don't know if I just wasn't really thinking straight or what, but I hit it with the same speed, and I over jumped it by by a lot, and I landed in I flat landed, and I crashed pretty hard, mangled my bike up pretty good, and I had to spend a couple nights in the hospital. I had some real bad, and I wouldn't say real bad, but I guess bad enough, internal bleeding, like bruising around like my heart area, and my broke some ribs and stuff like that. But that didn't take too long to heal, thankfully. And then actually a few weeks, probably about a month and a half ago, I crashed, and I broke my tailbone. That wasn't as hard of a crash as the first one, but that one sucked because tailbones are no fun. They take a while to heal, and I'm sure if I try to do sit-ups now, it would give me a tough time. But it's definitely, I mean, I'm riding, so it's not that big of a deal. Any interest in Supercross or just outdoor? You know, I would love to do Supercross, but I just never really had any experience with it. I've raced a few indoor arena cross type things, but it wasn't even real arena cross. So I don't know. Maybe one day, you know, when I go down to south of the border next month, we typically go and do some Victory Sports indoor races, and those were always a lot of fun. I would love to do Supercross, but I guess I'd have to get to those races. Depends on where the funds are, you know. So, and yeah, most memorable memory during a race. Probably just going out with friends out in like I said, out in the sand pit, even the local farm track, or even probably the best memories I have are back in the day. There was a track called Speed City in Lower Delaware, and I used to go there all the time. That was like my home track. They shut down now, but I have some of the best memories at Speed City, Seaford. That place was awesome. Do you have any pets? Yeah, I have two dogs and a couple cats, and got like a mini farm going on here. We got some potbelly pigs and um, things like that. Potbelly pigs, some chickens, some ducks. You know, metal gates, good or bad? Well, metal gates are they're just different. You know, I wouldn't say they're good or bad. You get a lot. You get no wheel spin, all traction, so it's different. You hook up, but I'd probably still prefer dirt. I've done both, but I wouldn't say they're bad. But I'm not loving them. You know, I wouldn't jump out of my seat to go do one. What's your go-to brand for body armor, such as knee braces, wrist braces? Boots. I wear Garnet. I love them. I've had all the other boot companies, Alpine Stars, CDs, and the Garnets are pretty good boots. Knee braces. I'm gonna have to go with CTI. They're expensive, but you know they work. They're proven. They fit the best. They hold up the best. CTI knee braces are really good, and yeah. So, have I ever been to Jimmy Weinert's, JWTF? Yeah. What was it? Summer of 17. So last summer, not this past summer, the summer before that. Me and my friend Max Sanford stayed down there for what was it? 3 weeks. 3 weeks, and that was really fun. You know, that place is. Jimmy does a really good job with it, and it's awesome when you get to go down there because it's so much different than any track up here. But I love it. At 19 years old, you have a long career ahead of you in the sport. What are my goals in the industry? For 2019, really my goal is just to make it into some nationals. You know, make it into the Fast 40 at some of the outdoor nationals, and see where it goes. You know, I don't. As far as the future, you know, past it, when I'm 21, 22, we'll see where it goes. You know, a few years back, probably if you would ask me 3-4 years ago, I would have never thought I would even have my my pro card or anything like that. So, I'm just kind of going with the flow, as goofy as it sounds, and you know, doing the best I can. I'd like to qualify for some nationals. Once you start making it in, then I'll set further goals. But as of now, just start getting into them consistent. You know, that'd be cool. Do your pets go to track with you? No, not typically. They don't. Speed City was where that. Yep, sucks the kid who took it over and had no intentions of keeping the track up. Yeah, I agree. It is a shame that place turned out the way it did, and I guess what are you gonna do, So I had to plug in my phone. Looked like it was getting low. Yeah, the night rides are really cool. I was a big fan of going in and riding at nighttime. It was awesome. I wish that was probably one of the big things. Wednesday nights, after work, we'd always go down there and ride till 12 o'clock at night. It was awesome. Do I wear a neck brace? I don't wear a neck brace, but I do wear a chest protector. Especially after some of the crashes I've had this year, that thing's really saved me for sure. Favorite holiday? I'd have to go with Christmas. What's not to love? You get to see your family, friends, and you get presents. You you give presents, but you get them, so it's awesome. When we going riding again? Well, like I said, hopefully this weekend. We'll see what goes. If the weather takes a turn for the worse, I'll either end up going down to the Carolinas, or I might go out to Switchback in Pittsburgh and ride some indoor stuff. And Speed City, yeah, man, it was that place was cool. I've never had Mobis knee braces, and the CTIs. They just, I've had. I just got a pair of the custom ones, and I just love them. Before that I had EVS, and the CTI. The CTIs are just. They're awesome. Favorite song? I wouldn't say I really have a favorite song. As far as music though, I typically listen to country music. But I listen to anything. I used to hate country, believe it or not, but now I like it, especially when I'm traveling. It reminds me of home, and I'm a fan of it. I like Luke Bryan. He's got some good stuff, and not Luke Bryan, Luke Combs. Luke Combs has some good stuff. Luke Bryan's alright, I guess, but whatever. Any moto related items on Santa's list for you? Um, I guess just typical wear parts, chain and sprockets, stuff like that. Maybe some gear. I don't know, I we'll see what Santa brings me, what Santa brings me is what I get. What do I tell myself on the gate? Do I have any secret tricks to help with hole shots? I just try to keep calm and just focus. Try to really focus on, try to get in the zone, get ready for the races, Trick wise, like Benjamin was saying, watch the pin. The pin seems to really help. Squeeze the bike, squeeze with your legs. There's a whole form behind doing starts that can help you, a ton. But it's a lot to explain, and it takes, I wouldn't say years to perfect, but even now to this day, I probably don't do starts perfect. So, night owl, morning person. Definitely a night owl. I seem to stay up pretty late, and I get up early too, though. So but when I wake up, I wish I was still sleeping. So, what can you get me for Christmas? What could I use? Heck, I don't even know. Whatever you feel generous getting, go for it. What do you think? Nobody picked 13 since Nelson's patch. Whatever would choose. 13? Well, I'll tell you, it would be no easy task getting number 13. You'd have to score a lot of points to be fast, but I don't know. That's kind of a. I'm not a super, superstitious guy when it comes to stuff like that, but I wouldn't want to, I don't know. I'd probably, if they gave it to me, or if I had to, if they gave it to me, I wouldn't feel, weird running it, but that's a hard number to get, as a low number. My bike's too lit. That's, who's that, Entic Nap, right? Yeah, yep. It does suck that Blue Diamond shut down. I used to go there a lot, and that's where I met most of my good friends at, believe it or not. People from my hometown that I didn't know rode real. I knew they rode. I didn't know them too much. I met them there, and I had some good times with Blue Diamond. If that place was still open, man, that would really improve my my riding. I'd be there all the time, and it was a really good group of guys down there. It's a shame. I appreciate it, Moto Hub. Hook me up with the package of swag. Thanks. Favorite country singer? Have to go with probably Luke Combs. He's got some good stuff, I like his like some of his stuff. So, what gear brand? Well, I currently wear Thor, and I've got nothing but good things to say about it. It fits great, and they hook me up, so I appreciate that, and it's good gear. It lasts a while. It's comfortable. It vents good, feels good. So, what would you consider a successful 2019? I'd have to say no injuries at all, and heck, even if I make one national, I'm happy. You know what I mean? If I make one national, that's if you make the Fast 40, I'd be stoked on that because, like I said, I never thought that I'd even get to where I'm at now, let alone make a national, because that's just like you can't. Once you make a national, you're a bad dude on a bike, no doubt about it. You're pretty good. It's 225 my birthday. No, it's not. 616, which I tried to actually get that for my pro number, and that's kind of how 661 came because I didn't even have 616. So she said, "Well, I have 661." I said, we'll take it, whatever." What does your regular race diet or training diet consist of? Well, um, I don't really have like a specific like meal plan. I just try to watch what I eat the best I can. Typically for breakfast, I'll have like a bowl of Raisin Bran and like a piece of fruit. Lunch, typically I'll have like I'll pack a sandwich for lunch for work, and just pretty much anything healthy I can eat, I try to eat it. Um, what's the day job? So my father owns a beer distributor and a garden center, so I bounce around between the beer distributor and the garden center during the day, and it's really nice to be able to work there because it's flexible. I can do if I needed it, because he still if I need to take off to go to work, to go to ride or whatever, go to a race, my dad's cool with it, so it's nice. Most jobs you can't do that. And like I said, how I'm going down the south of the border come next month, most jobs you can't just leave and then come back, you know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. What goggles do I wear? I wear 100%, and I love those goggles. Even if they didn't sponsor me, I'd probably still wear them, because I just love them. And yeah, thanks, Gad. I try not to put anything too unrealistic, but I just try to have the most fun I can. Even regardless if I don't do that, it's still gonna be these are the best days of my life, going racing, going riding, and especially doing the nationals now. It's really cool. Favorite TV show? The Office, man. The Office is a great show. I like it. I don't know if it's still on, but I watch it on Netflix. So Luke Combs is new and upcoming, but Toby Keith, yeah, well, we listen to it all. Unadilla 2019, yeah, I'll be there for sure. Dream team to ride on if I could get on a team. Probably Star Yamaha. Those bikes are sweet. They got it going on, and they got fast guys. Yeah, working for your pops definitely makes it a lot easier, little bit flexible. Can't beat it. Regular day for me, typically, well, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, I work a job. But typically, from work, I bring my gym stuff, and I'll go to the gym right from work till about 5:30 to 7:30, and come home, get a shower, eat something, hang out with my friends till about, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock, go to bed, get up and do it again. If I can ride Wednesdays when it's nice out and it doesn't get dark at 5, I usually go ride out Field of Dreams or Englishtown on Wednesdays, and then the weekend, obviously I ride both days. So typically when it's nice out, I'll ride 3 to 4 times a week, and just go to the gym every other day. What does a regular day of training consist of? I just answered that too. Your pick on Motorhub is okay. Yeah, so I love riding the two strokes. I raced High Point for the 125 Dream Race, and for Budds Creek, I got accepted to race it, but instead of racing that, I raced the 450 class at Budds this year. So you never know. Maybe who knows? I shouldn't say no. I'll probably still sign up for him this year if I get in. You never know. If I don't, they'll throw someone else in. But those were the 125 Dream Race at High Point this year was really cool. I was definitely on a slower, underpowered bike, but it was it was a really good time. You know, if I would have had a KTM, it probably would have helped me out a little more. But the old Honda's, you know, cool bike. Any specific exercises? I didn't see that part. Yeah. Well, I do a lot of rowing, a lot of running. Obviously, just a lot of cardio in general. But it's not all cardio. A lot of like, you know, circuit training, like 30 seconds on, 5 second or like 15-second break. Like just different like things that like you're constantly going to keep your heart rate up. A lot of core, a lot of cardio, leg workouts. Nothing like serious heavy weight, just like, you know, conditioning and more of endurance type training. Um, how many nationals? Like I said, I plan on doing 8 out of the 12. 8 out of 12 nationals, and we'll see. You know, if I get the funds to go to more, then maybe. But as of right now, I plan on doing 8 out of 12. When did I turn pro? I finished up in, I think, late July with my pro-am points, and went pro in August, right in time, like with like 2 days to spare. I had all my paperwork done. Well, they got back to me right in time for Unadilla. So a two-stroke only series? Oh, that would be cool. That'd be awesome. But it's probably not really realistic for them. You know, they make so much money. I mean, heck, half the brands nowadays don't even really make two strokes. But I'm definitely a two-stroke guy. You know, I can go fast on the four strokes, but for fun reasons, the two-stroke. You know, it's cheaper. Everything about it is awesome. And if everyone was on them, I guess it would be a level playing field. But you know, the two strokes. If I can make it all two strokes, I probably would. Yeah, Buds wasn't bad this year. I learned a lot, and I appreciate, you know, everyone out there supporting me. It's pretty cool. Is Southwick a good place for riding? Well, I've never been there, but I know it looks sweet from pictures, and I'm sure I'd love it because it is sand, and I'll definitely be there in 2019 for sure. Favorite animal? Probably a dog. You know, I used to have a couple black labs, and I had a yellow lab at one point, and that's just dogs. Dogs in general, I love. You know, um, I prefer the concepts to sit down. You know, original rower to regular sit down rower. I've never actually used the stand up row machine, um, but they look pretty intense. I'd love to try one out. So, um, favorite color? Probably green, red. I don't know. I'm just kind of saying that now because I guess I have green bikes, but I don't know. I like them all. Red, probably, maybe black. I don't know. I switch it up, you know. But that's true. Love my two. Yeah, the 450 is just a lot easier of a bike to go fast on and ride, in my opinion. You know, the 252 stroke on hard packed is kind of tough to ride, but the 450s, they're just solid bikes. Especially, I haven't ridden it. Actually, I have not rode the 2019 450 yet. I have it sitting right here, but hopefully this weekend I can take it out and get it going. You know, so it's getting it set up. But after moto, I guess I'm just gonna. My plan now is just keep working for my father. You know, probably eventually end up running the businesses for him, and you know, I'm always gonna ride, love it. But when I'm done racing the pro stuff, just be the weekend warrior. You know, show up and ride when I can. You know, have a family. You know, raise some kids. We'll see. Who knows? Yeah, it is freezing by me. This week has been pretty cold, and doesn't look like it's warming up anytime soon. Haven't had any snow luckily yet, but we've had, you know, the temperatures. I think this morning it was like 20, 23 out, which sucked. You know, I have all my vehicles are diesel, and I forgot. I didn't think it was gonna get that cold last night. I didn't plug anything in, and they were a little grumpy when I went to start them up this morning. So, favorite number, 661. You know, or 225. I've had them all, so I guess one of those two numbers is definitely my favorite. What do you do for work? Um, like I said, I work for my dad at Kennett Beverage, which is a beer distributor, as well as um, Kennett Garden Market, which is like a garden center. Right now, we're selling Christmas stuff and things like that. What was your racing number during your amateur years? And was there? No, actually, it was 225. That was my amateur number. Um, and no, I didn't have any. There was no reason I really picked it besides I just thought it looked cool when I was like 12. You know, when I did my first race, I was like, wow, 225 looks kind of cool. I guess I'll pick that. And then it brought me up to, you know, so they gave me 661, and I tried to keep 225, but someone else had it, I guess, and so we'll see. You know, did your buddies try to get the hookup on beer growing up? I don't know. I didn't really work there much until I was till I graduated high school last year, and I mean, I'm not 21 now, so I guess I still have some buddies that try to get the hookup, but it's not. I don't know. They kind of it's like, oh, you know, but bring me home some of this later or whatever, and I'm like, my dad, he'd be pretty angry, so I don't really do anything like that. um, when I went to Loretta's, they gave me number 50. Yeah, they gave me number 50, and actually, I picked number 50. No, I tried to get what I tried to get. Tried to get 52. They gave you three choice. They gave I forget what choices I put down. 50 wasn't one of them, but that's what I got. And it seems like every number I tried to get for anything, whether it be Loretta's or you know for the Pro Nationals, they never had. But whatever. Guess I got to work for it, you know. Yeah. I try not to make my dad mad. He's done a lot for me and still continues to do a lot for me. So it's it's awesome. Yeah, 66. I think that's McAdoo's number now. Or no, it was McAdoo. I don't know. I think he's 44 now. But yeah, 66. Add on the one, and you got it. You know. But yeah, hopefully this weekend it warms up a little bit, and you know I can get out to either Field of Dreams or maybe go down south. Think it's supposed to rain down there, so I'll probably honestly end up going out to Switchback out in Butler. I know one of you guys said you've been out there. That place is pretty cool. Not too bad, so. See what else we got in here. You guys got any more questions for me? I feel like I might have missed something. There we go. All right. What is the one thing you've always worked on during practice? Just corner speed, man. Getting off, trying sections, watching faster riders if there's any, you know, thing different they're doing or things like that have always been really good. Just working sections, you know, it's like a puzzle. Put all the pieces together for the complete thing, you know. If you dab your foot 10 times a lap, you know, that can add up to like 3 seconds or so, you know. So every little bit matters. Well, you drive like, yeah, well, North Carolina's about 8 hours. South Carolina's probably 10. So typically I drive anywhere from 8 to 12. But hey, it's worth it, you know. Where I'm at, it's pretty soon it'll just be snow on the ground. So thankfully we haven't had any. Do I use clutch and turns? Not on a 450, I don't. I'm a big front brake dragger, yep, or brakes. I'll drag my front brake so much that I typically get brake fade and I got to change out my fluid quite a bit because they get so hot, it starts to boil. And but dragging your front brake in the corner helps settle your front end into the rut, and it helps. Favorite section on the track? Whoops. Not, I wouldn't say supercross type whoops, but rollers that you can just lean back and hit wide open and get a good flow through. Or even rhythm sections, something that, everyone else is going double, and you can like triple, single, or even quad, just crazy things like that. I really enjoy. So it's pretty cool. But what else do we got? I was thinking about going to Switchback. Yeah, well, it's funny you say that. Switchback, my first time I ever went was last year, and I went there for a race. And I don't really know what to expect, but it was really good. They do a really good job with the track, and it's not too sketchy, but it's definitely like more of like, it's pretty arena cross like, and there's nothing that you're gonna really necessarily hurt yourself on too bad, but it's pretty cool. You'd have no issues going there and riding. It's a really good place. Yeah, Switchback is awesome, especially when it's not, when I went, there wasn't that many people, and it was I got to ride all day. West Craven's awesome. Like I said, Joseph, my buddy Joseph does a really good job with it, and it's awesome. If you ever get a chance to go, I recommend going. You're gonna want to stay there forever because it's awesome. It's super deep sand, just nice big jumps, wide open. It's awesome. The place is really cool. Ever try Club MX? Yeah, I've been there a couple times. I got a couple buddies that stay there, and it's really good, really nice place. I just don't have the funds to go and stay there. As far as training facilities go, they tend to run a little more than south of the border, and I don't have any close friends. I know people that train there year round, but it's a really nice facility though. Everything they have is, all their tracks are state of the art, all their buildings, super nice there. Nothing but positive things about that place. I actually went for the open house. It was a really good time. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get back down there once or twice in the winter and ride down there. I love riding there. They change it up so much every time you go. It's different, which is awesome. Let's see what my phone's on. Cool. Bass Pro Shops. A little bit, not now. The ponds are frozen, but I'm not a big. I don't go out to deep sea fishing or nothing like that. I'm not far from the beach, only an hour and a half to 2 hours, but typically just me and my buddies will go out fishing. I got a pond at my house and a pond over. There's ponds all over the place by my house. I mean, it's mainly cornfields around here, but there's some. We like to go fishing. It's a good time. After work in the summer, typically, Yeah, I used to go to Snake Creek a lot. Have I rode with Cody? Yeah, I've rode with Cody a lot. Cody's actually a really, really good friend of mine, and he we talk on a weekly basis, and Cody's helped me a lot too as a rider. He's always pushed me. He's always been a super fast rider, and just you can learn a lot from that guy. Am I gonna do the benefit ride for Joel? Depends on. I know it got rescheduled depending on when it is. I'd like to go. Snake Creek's really cool. Really cool place, and everyone there's like family, so I love going out. Hunting? No, I haven't really hunted much. As far as outdoor stuff goes, I mean, I've done a lot of I've done a lot of shooting guns, target shooting and stuff like that, but not really any hunting. I used to do a lot of camping. I was in Boy Scouts, believe it or not, and I got my Eagle Scout. So I've done a ton of camping and outdoor stuff, but not much hunting. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. Just local freshwater lakes and creeks, ponds, anything like that. So I'm sure deep sea's pretty cool, but I just never really gone. I should try it out though. It is probably pretty fun. Um, but yeah, what other questions you guys got for me? Hit me with them. I'll answer anything. As of right now, like I said, I'm just kind of. It's getting cold. Usually around this time of the year, every year, it's tough for me to. The month of December usually gets almost too cold to ride, but it's so busy with work. This year's like I only usually end up riding like once or twice a week. During the summer, I'll ride almost every day, but the month of December is tough. Next month, when I get down to south of the border, I'll be riding every day, and you know that's when I seem to make the most progress down the south of the border. Last year, it helped me a ton. That was the first time I ever went to a training place, and it helps me a ton. First thing you replace on a new bike, well, right off the bat, take everything apart and lube it, grease it up. The linkage, I take the axle block adjusters, I take those all the way out and put Never Seas on there, put those back in. Do all the heat cycles, brand new bike right off the bat, make sure you oil the air filter. They put like a real thin layer of oil on there, nothing too good. And then suspension, I'll ride it once, get a good feel for it once or twice, break it in, and then send it right out. Other than that, plastics and graphics, I guess. I don't even know if you can get plastics yet for the 19 KX450, but I hope. Did I get my Christmas tree yet? No, not yet. Probably within the next week, I would assume my family will go out and get one. So, no, I've never gone shooting with Mike, but I rode with him a lot at Field of Dreams, and I've seen him even down in Florida. I ran into him last year. It's funny. I always see him at random times, places, but he's always a good guy to talk to. He's funny. The YZ65, that's a sweet bike, man. I hope when I have kids that they still make that thing, and maybe they'll get one. I think they're cool. I think it's good that Yamaha, got back into it from. I mean, when's the last time they made one? Back in, I want to say the 80s. So it's cool to see Yamaha, putting some time and money into the younger kids, the future of the sport. So, and besides that, it's KX and the KTMs, Kawasaki and KTM 65s before Yamaha came into it, and Huskies. But KTM and Husqvarna pretty much dominated as far as advancement on technology for those 65s. I know Cowie hasn't made really any changes to they haven't really made any changes. But let me see something. Brand new bike. Typically the oversized rotors. I used to put them on them, but now the bikes pretty much all come with it. You know what I mean? So I just leave them stock nowadays, unless it's bad. Then make changes. I think the Alto's a sweet bike. It's a shame that they kind of had some issues recently, and I don't really know the current status of them, but they're cool. The last YZ60 was in 1981 or 82. First bike you ever rode? Alright guys, well, what time is it? 9? I've been on here for about an hour, so I guess I gotta start wrapping it up, but I'll give away, I got a pair of goggles that I can, either a pair of goggles or a jersey. I'll see what I have, and I'll give it away to something. Let me think of, what can I do to, alright. If you can tell me, I'm trying to think of something I said that would, what was my, I don't know, I'll go with, All right, first person that can tell me my number at Loretta's, I'll give you something. We'll see, whatever I have. I'll send it up to you. 50. Well, you got it. That was quick. I apologize to everyone else, but MotoFace seemed to come out come out with it already. So I will get that. I'll figure out what I got. You can message me on Instagram or whatever, and that was pretty quick. Yeah, I don't even think it came out of my mouth, and you had it. So, but I will. I'll get that taken care of. Sorry to everyone else that. I mean, you guys got it right too. But yeah, hey, thanks guys for having me out here. Like I said, I've never done an interview, so I hope it wasn't too bad for you guys, and hopefully I wasn't too boring. And yeah, hopefully next, if I ever get another chance, you guys will get to see me again. Yeah, thanks for sticking around and asking me some questions. It was pretty cool. So let me see some. Alrighty, guys. Yeah, thank you. You guys all have a good holiday, and hopefully I can do what I said. I can, make it happen in 2019 and get some good finishes and meet my goals. So, all right, guys. Till next time. See if I can get this.